you recall, UFC 249 was supposed to happen in California this weekend, and Dana White was adamant to me last week when I spoke to him in person. When I spoke to him on the phone again, he reiterated it to me that, hey, I could go this weekend. I could go this weekend. I know how to put on events. Nothing stops me. I came up with a protocol that was going to be safe for everybody. I had it all in place. I had the venue. I had talked everybody into it. We were going to go. And then ESPN got cold feet, and due to everything that was going on, they asked me to stand down. They're a good partner, so I stood down. But Dana White is determined to be the first sport back, and not only the first sport back, but he wants to be back as soon as possible. If it were up to him, he would be going this weekend, and he truly feels like he can, and his fighters want him to. The vast majority of fighters I've spoke to, they want to fight and they're ready to go. Don't know where for a little bit. I think part of that is due to the process of them just trying to figure out where it is, and also part of it is that they don't really want anybody to know. You saw that with UFC 249. He didn't mention that it was going to be in California until the cat was already out of the bag and the fight had been canceled. As far as who, he did give me the full list of fights that the UFC is targeting right now. None of these fights are official. No contracts have been signed, but I have been reaching out to all of these individual camps, the fighters, the athletes, the managers, and I've confirmed that about 75, at least 80% of them have verbally agreed, said, yes, we're in. We've been training. We're ready to go. Tony Ferguson, he's the top guy. He is the number one. He is the headliner of this whole thing. He agreed 2 days, sources closest to him, that he's ready. He wants to, asking some of these other individuals who were scheduled to fight this weekend in California, they told me that they had been told that they were going to receive testing kits. They were going to be, so that was going to happen multiple times during the week, that they were going to be tested for COVID-19, and that there were certain precautions in place of just, one fight would end and those people would leave, and then the next fight would come in. There would be no crowd. Usually at a UFC event, you got full locker rooms. That wouldn't be the case. The fight happens, they get him out of the arena, the next guys come in. So there were tons of precautionary measures being put in place, and the managers and fighters told me that every question we had, they had an answer to. We were comfortable with it. They were all ready to go to California this weekend.
How close did the talks get with KHABIB?
It didn't go at the time. It was they had other plan, and for them it was I know KABIB wanted to have that fight. I want it, but the thing is, the UFC, if you look on the UFC side, it's not, I think it's normal. If I put myself in their shoes, they didn't want to take the risk of me winning the title and then after vacant it again, because we even proposed that I didn't want it even for the title. I would rather do it not for a title. For me, it was because I considered KABIB right now the best fighter in the world, and he wanted to fight me as well. So I thought it was a good fan fight, for the fans.
But they didn't want it.
No, they didn't want it. They had other plan for KABIB, and I understand that. They had a lot to lose, and it was if they invest into that fight and their investment goes out after, it's not a good move, So that, in a way, it's I could take that as a compliment, because maybe they saw me as a threat for them. That's mean maybe they thought I could have won the fight. If they would have let me fight him, maybe it's because they think I would have lose. So that's why.
After you retired, after you had the press conference, until today, have you ever talked to Dana White?
I must have said hi sometime, but we never talk about me fighting or anything like this. I haven't talked to him. I don't think I've talked to him. He just wrote me a very nice text. I just say, because when I retired, I text him. I say, thank you very much for all those years and everything. I know we had problems sometimes, but it was strictly business, and I understand you're the best manager, and if I can do what I did, if I have what I have in my life right now, it's because of you, because of what you did for the sport. And not only me, all the fighters should be thankful to you for what you did in that way. And he say, thank you. He said that you had a great career. Nobody retired on top. You did it. Congratulations. He was very nice.
And even when you had the press conference in Montreal, you still kept the door a little bit open. Is it fair to say the door is completely closed now?
Man, it would need a complete 180-degree turnaround right now. look, sometimes I'm training with the guys. I still get it, man. You know, I'm not in fighting shape, and you're never in fighting shape when you're not getting ready for a fight, because it's like a sprinter. A sprinter, when he in training, he doesn't do under the 10 second all year around. He does under the 10 second, like certain specific time when he peaks. Fighter are the same. They're in fight shape when they peak, you know, because they know there's a fight. So I know it will not take me much to be in fight shape. I can still reach that. However, the fighter is always the last person to know when is time to stop, you know. So in my mind, I still think I get it, and I believe I can still be champion. It's just that I don't know if I'm you know, my trainers say yes as well. I just don't know if I wanted to get back into it. It would need something that interests me, or like I said, something happened like from the left field and I never saw it coming, and I'm like, man, maybe, yeah, let's do it, you know.
But other
What percentage chance would you say that Jorge is your next opponent? 100%? Are we at 99%? What percentage would it be? 30%?
We're at 100%. We are at 100%. This is the guy that you know, like I've said it over and over again. Anything you say about me, to me, can and will be used against you. And he has just stepped over that line to where it's 100%. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight that makes sense. That is the next victim. And look what they just pulled. I mean, look at the situation they just pulled. You ran your mouth. You said you wanted to fight. All right, let's do it. Then all of a sudden, oh, it wasn't working out for you. So you pulled out of the fight. So, you know, it sucks, but it is what it is. He, for sure, has won a date with me. He's got a golden ticket with his name on it. He's won a date. That's the next guy that I'm going to step inside that octagon and put my hands on.
If you had a preference, would you like to go to Fight Island, or you're like, you know what, Fight Island sounds cool?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
No, absolutely. My Jill, like I said, I want to fight him in an empty arena.
That's right.
I really want to fight him in an empty arena. And like, you know, I know they tweeted and made a big deal about when he was called Ponytail back in the day. I guess that was his nickname, Ponytail, when he was fighting in backyard. It is what it is, but I want to see how he's going to react stepping inside the cage with me when there's no fans around.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one to scream, no one to cheer for him. Just him getting pummeled, taken down, dropped on his neck, dropped on his head. I might suplex him a couple times. I mean, Ruslan Khabilov did all kinds of stuff to him, so I might just reenact that, you know. So, absolutely, that Fight Island sounds good.
Yeah.
As long as it's, you know, it doesn't matter if there's people there. If there's nobody there, it doesn't matter. I get the same paycheck beating people up.
Yep, there you go. Hey, one last question before we let you go. Why are you never wearing a shirt in these? I don't know if you saw that Tyron with it today.
Hey,
you're never wearing a shirt.
I'm in my house. It's sunny South Florida. Why need to wear a shirt? It's 85 degrees. What, Alexa? What's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit.
All right.
It's 83.
Right.
You know, I mean, Brett. Let's be honest, Brett. If you this is off season right here, Brett. This off season.
Bro, how do you know I don't look like that underneath this?
I didn't say you don't look like that. I'm just saying this off season for me, I'm still chiseled like this. So, you know, why put a shirt on?
Dude, never put it on. Never put it on.
Nah.
You get to be known as the guy who never wears a shirt.
Take your shirt off, Brett. You in your house.
I want a legend, man. I deserve a legend. Again, let me remind you, Brett, my last 3 fights: Demetrius Johnson, TJ Dillashaw, and Marlon Moraes, #1 contender. I want to keep up that legend rampage, so it's going to be one of those 2 guys. But then I thought about it with Dominic, and Dominic's just too. He's unpredictable, man. He's too brittle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm afraid to sign a contract with him because I don't know if he's going to show up. Mm-hmm. And obviously with Frankie Edgar, he was one of the first people I called out to beat Marlon. You know, that's a fight that's always, you know, kind of gave me that appetite for him, you know, especially him at 145 pounds. But since he's come down to 35, I mean, he's a former champion at 155 pounds. And that's another fight that really intrigues me, that gets me up in the morning.
You're wish-washing a little bit. Is it DC or is it Frankie? Which one do you want more?
Both of them. Line them both up.
That's not an answer.
Co-main event, main event. I want to make history. Listen, man, the only problem with Dominic Cruz hasn't fought since 2016. Yep. You know, Frankie Edgar, the only guys that he's lost have been the top-ranked guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to beat up Dominic, but I just don't show up. I just don't know if, you know, he's so unpredictable. And with Frankie Edgar, I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to talk to. I'm going to have to talk to my agent about, my manager, because they both. Because I don't like both of them, and I would like to make both of them better.